Our daughter has an illness that affects close to 500,000 people in Canada.
Well, the typical patient with an eating disorder is a person, an average, everyday person who can come from any background, any social class, can be male or female.
Eating disorders is probably the third most common chronic illness in adolescence after obesity and after asthma.
I remember being 4 years old and having body image issues.
My experience with eating disorders was with my sister, my older sister, Mikhail.
We are parents of a daughter who's almost 30 years old, who has been suffering with anorexia and bulimia for over 15 years now.
Mikhail was, I guess, showing symptoms of an eating disorder in her early teens, for which we really weren't aware of that it was an eating disorder, but looking back now, it was the beginning of it. And it went on for, I guess, probably 14, 15 years before her life ended.
In those days, the doctors said, she's just looking for attention. It'll go away if you ignore it. Don't pay any attention to her. My sister did not ever seek help because she never knew what she was dealing with.
People treat people very differently when it's mental illness as opposed to when it's cancer or, some kind of other serious illness. And both can be life-threatening.
One needs to look at what causes eating disorders in the same way as one would look at what causes cancer or heart disease. So it's a confluence of genetic factors, biologic factors, and environmental factors, or life experience.
People don't really understand the seriousness of eating disorders. They think that eating disorders are a choice, or that it's just a diet gone too far.
An eating disorder is very, very painful, and it disrupts people's lives. No one would choose to have an eating disorder.
Being alone in my head is very isolating and very alienating and frankly very dangerous for me. The more I live in my head, the more that I continue to tell myself that I am alone.
I think for me, the feeling of isolation was that if I was going to meet people and there was going to be food involved, it then became a problem, right? And so if I went, there was always anxiety around it to the point where a lot of the times I would just choose not to go.
Oftentimes I didn't feel like I deserved to get better. I didn't feel like I deserved any help.
I had a few people say, oh, I wish I had just a little bit of what you have. And it's like you can't be just a little bit pregnant, you can't be just a little bit anorexic, or at least I can't.
Everyone's eating disorder story is different, but shame is the underpinning for so many of them, I think for everybody who suffers with them.
I always say if this was an illness of middle-aged men like me, like prostate cancer, there would be a treatment center in every hospital in this country.
People with eating disorders can and do recover.
Once you have gone that step to acknowledge that, yes, this is a problem and that there is support available and you do seek that support, things do change for the better.
The great part is that there's life beyond an eating disorder, and that's what I eventually came to see.
One of the catalysts to getting better is being able to talk to people who are open, understanding, and accepting of eating disorder issues, and Sheena's place is a place where that's exactly what you're going to find.
It just felt like a warm hug, stepping into the friends and family group and feeling understood within 5 minutes of being there was incredible.
Sheena's place is free, and that's really important and really, really great because that means anyone can access it.
They can continue to heal, and that's the best thing that Sheena's place offers, is that opportunity for one and all who choose to come.
There was one week there was a paper up in the foyer and it said, "What is Sheena's place to you?" And without thinking, I just grabbed a marker and wrote, "Sheena's was home when home didn't feel safe anymore."